Guys, how's it going? It's Mechanized, whatever you want to call me, fucking MurkCarnage Gaming, it doesn't matter. So today we're gonna be doing a CSGO speed betting prediction or CSGO match betting prediction. It finally came back. It's been a couple weeks now. Everyone's off break and stuff, and it's going back into season. I think we're going back into ESL. Yeah, we're going back into ESL. And for the first match we got of this, it's Hellraisers versus Heroic. Heroic, think they dropped Valde and a couple other players. So it was big roster changes and stuff like this for heroic wise. Hellraisers should be the favorite team, but I think they lost. They lost. I think they lost Angel. I think one of their IG. I'm not sure. It was in the rumors. I was reading it. It was like a while back on HLTV. I'm not completely sure, but I would say this match would be like a. I don't even know because if Hellraisers. Let me go check this real quick. If Hellraisers actually dropped Angel. Nope. They dropped Bondic. They lost Bondic. That's what they lost. My fault. There was rumors about Angel going to Navi, but Bondic left. So this should be around 55-45 in favor of Hellraisers. This is going to be a tough match to actually predict because it can go either way because it's a best of one. And I just want to let you guys know that right now, best of ones are risky as anything, and don't actually put a lot of money into it because there's always a chance that the underdog can win. G2 versus Faze. Faze picked up Olaf and Guardian, dropped Alu and Kiyoshima for them. Faze is turning more of a all-star team, I would say, in a way. It's like, if you think about it, it's not really a good movement. It's good for player-wise because everyone has raw skill, but by the end of the day, it's just they're going to be fighting over who's going to get more frags or not. If they're actually going to be playing as team players, then I can see FaZe being better than SK now because player-wise, they have more of an all-star base. They have players coming from Germany, players coming from Russia, players coming from Sweden, like coming all around the place. It's like a more of a diverse team. Then we got G2, didn't make any roster changes at all, still the same. I would give this FaZe. They might do bad. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what maps they're playing on. If they say in the best of one. They don't say it at all what maps they're playing, but I would give this match like a 60-40, and I went out of the fucking shit. Let me go back 1 second. Sorry about that. I would give the match a 60-40 in favor of G2. Next map, I don't know why they made it. That's the second map. Just basically, if you want, just watch the first match and then bet on the second match on what player to bet on. I wouldn't bet like. You just gotta see how both teams are playing, so that's why best of twos are normally good. Like separate best of twos, or best of ones are good, because you can gamble on the team that's playing well and the other team that's playing poor. You can just push them to the side, but it's still always a possibility that you could just watch the match, see who you want to bet on, make sure who you feel like is gonna win and stuff like that, because anything can happen in best of ones. That's the Hellraiser map. That's not that one. It's like the second one. Big versus Fnatic. Fnatic is shit now since they lost Olaf. They picked up Lekro, I think. They picked up Lekro now. Big almost won the major. Almost. But Mortals kicked them out. And the Mortals after that, I think, lost to Gambit. Yeah, they lost to Gambit. Big, I would say in favor of Big, I would put this in. Yeah, Big's going to win this. I'll put that in favor of Big. 60-40 in favor of Big. So up next, we got Mouse Sports versus Godsent. Mouse Sports. I need to see. I didn't really pay attention to who they dropped and stuff. Oh, they picked up Styko. Wow. That's actually a pretty good move. I think Lekro went to Godsent. Not Godsent. Lekro went to Fnatic. So I don't know why they have the Godsent roster still like this. So I would say this would be like a 60-40 in favor of Mouse Sports. Put a low bet on Mouse Sports. Oh, and I did that again. As you guys can see right here too. Where is it? Fnatic brings back Lekro, so he went to Fnatic. So I don't know why they haven't changed it yet. But yeah. Then after that we got Optic versus Ghost. Ghost is like a premier team going into the pro scene now, so I would say this would be like a 70-30 in favor of Optic. Optic is let me just say they're OP now. They got Mixwell, Freiburg, Magic's Boy, who else? They picked up a HS and one more player, I forget. I forget who the last player was, but they picked up one more. I gotta edit all that out. Yeah, Optic dropped out most of the roster. Tarek and Rush went to Cloud9, so that was a huge fucking big deal for Optic was. But I know they picked up a good roster. I'm pretty sure they picked up Mixwell, Friedberg, HS, Magisboy. If I haven't said so already. Yeah, and I forget who the fifth was, but it was a pretty good pick. Then we got SK versus Liquid. Liquid, Elige, the whole entire thing with Elige leaving, going to another team, or going with iBuyPower, whatever you want to call them, iBuyPower, or going to like a different team like Optic. I don't even know, like Cloud9 maybe if that was the case. But Elige decided to stay. This might ruin the turmoil with Liquid and trust issues and stuff like that. I don't even know, some shit like that. Fucking SK team that's been with each other, winning majors left to right. I would say this would be, it hurts for me to say, but I would say this is like a 60-40 in favor of SK. Like around the odds, it should not be a 50-50, but it is a best of one, so it is risky no matter what. Then we got Splice versus NRG. I would say this is a 50-50. NRG and Splice are like at the same tier level, tier 2, I would say. I would say, and I don't even know who to favor in this, to be honest. I would say in favor of NRG because they normally play more matches than Splice. Cloud9 versus CLG. Cloud9 finally picked up Tarek and Rush, and they're playing against CLG, a team that's actually playing with Kusta now. Last time went for ESL1 New York qualifier. They were playing with the stand-in, but now Kusta's back playing for the ESL1 Pro League against Cloud9. Cloud9, fair new team since they picked up 2 new players, so the stress might not be 100%. They can't execute it correctly, and like timing's gonna be off basically. So I would say in favor of Cloud9 still, but it is a possible chance that CLG should make this. So I would say 50-50. Then we got G2 versus Australis. I would say this would be 50-50 as well, and it comes down to who ends up showing up more in the previous matches of that day. I think this is Australis' first map. This would be G2's second match. If G2 plays poorly in that, I would say put a low bet on Australis. But if G2 end up showing up, beating who are they playing against again? Playing against Faze. If they end up showing up and beating Faze like pretty comfortably, I would say put a low bet on G2, or else just skip it flat out because it's really risky. 50-50, best of one, anything can happen. Big versus Hellraisers. It depends on how the two teams play the day. If Hellraisers play good, then I would put a low bet on Hellraisers. If Big plays outstanding or good, they then put a low bet on the Big. But if not, I would just skip that too because it's kind of risky. Actually, no, I would say this would be like a 55-45 in favor of Big, but it's still risky. Yeah. So then we go down here. We got Mouseport versus Faze. I don't even know. I would say like a 60-40 in favor of Faze. It depends who basically shows up and plays better than the other player. It's best of one. Anything can happen. It's kind of hard for me to predict this, but I would say Faze should be the favorite. Mouseport should be the underdog. 60-40 in favor of Faze. It depends how the team is playing. Like if they're all coordinated, all timed up perfectly with the strats, like throwing smokes, they're all timed, they should make it. Then after this, we got Godsend versus Heroic. Godsend versus Heroic. Lecro left and Valde left from Heroic, so this should be like a 50-50 as well. And Godsend is normally a team that chokes a lot or loses a lot, but they could win this 50-50, depends. So I would just skip this match really because Godsend and Heroic is kind of a hard match. I would never bet on these type of matches. And then down here we got Rogue versus Optic. Rogue is Hiko's new team. Picked up Wardell, and I don't know the rest of the players, but I don't know Hiko and Wardell's on Rogue. They lost to a team that's just a 10 RW, 12 RW players. They lost to that type of team, and let me tell you, I would say in favor of this, I would pick Optic because Rogue is just gonna play like shit against them. Ghost versus Liquid, fucking Liquid. I would say 60-40 in favor of Liquid. Ghost is like still the premier team. Depends how Liquid played against SK. Doesn't matter. Best of ones, anybody can win. But in my opinion, I would say Liquid should be the favorite because Ghost is a fairly new team and they haven't been in the Pro League that long. So Liquid should win this. SK versus Luminosity. Luminosity is it's like I would say like they're fairly new into the not fairly new, but Luminosity, the roster. This is like I think their second season playing in the Pro League. I think because after SK left, Luminosity didn't have a roster for a while until last year. So I would say in favor of this, I would say 70-30 in favor of SK. And I would low medium bet on SK, but it's the best one. Anything can still happen. Just want to let you guys know that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry about all this other stuff. How I haven't been uploading a lot. I just didn't have any type of content. But now CSGO match betting is back. I can help you guys out and produce content on my channel. Hope you guys have a good one.